Are you anxious? Maybe you're a little bit scared. It's an uncomfortable feeling, and I understand. So grab your sketchbook because it's time to take advantage of your anxiety to create something new and exciting. Welcome back. I'm Christine, and there's a lot to be anxious about, and creating art is just one of those things. These sketchbook ideas will help you work through your anxious thoughts so you can create expressive art that might make you feel better. Grab your favorite ballpoint pen and markers. I'm using my new favorite Sharpie creative markers because I want to use a limited palette and I want to use the front and back of my sketchbook pages, and these markers are not supposed to bleed. We'll see about that. Empty pages are overwhelming, so I'm going to break this one into 4 sections and create a guide for myself with my ruler. Now I want you to focus on filling each section on this page with a few different shapes. One interesting side effect of anxiety is a heightened attention to detail. Instead of tuning into all of the distractions around you, focus on creating these simple shapes. The more you focus and are mindful of the shapes you are creating, the more grounded you will feel in the present moment. The idea is to create each section but leave gaps in between because we're going to fill those in later. Every time you make art, you are creating space for yourself to play, try new things, and enjoy the process. If you find yourself rushing to finish this step, take a moment and remind yourself to slow down. And if you can't slow down, step number 2 is really going to help you with that. When your page looks something like this, take a pencil and sketch out another simple shape in the middle of each section. Now fill in the shape with black. I started with my pen, but it's not working, so I'm going to use my creative marker instead. If you didn't know, this is actually a form of Zentangle. And I discovered this technique on Pinterest one day when I saw this post from Zentangled Mama. What I love about this exercise is that it's impossible to move fast. It forces you to move and think more slowly in order to avoid filling in the wrong shape. This looks cute, but black and white is boring, right? I started to add a touch of color to the remaining sections to make it a little bit more interesting. I ended up creating a peace sign, a star, and a rocket ship. I was hyped up at this point, so I decided to face my fear and work on a larger scale, and I encourage you to do the same. I wanted to create a black cat, so I replaced some of the shapes with the eyes. I had a difficult time filling in the background. Stars are a tricky shape to trace around, but I kept going until the entire shape of the cat was filled in. When I was done, I went in with a white acrylic paint marker to clean everything up. I also added a little bit of color. I think this cat looks a little derpy, but that's okay. Moving on, it's time to scribble. I think scribbling is one of the most underrated sketchbook ideas ever. For these scribble doodles, you are going to take 2 colors, any colors you like, and create scribbles. That's it. Do this as many times as you like until you fill the page. Enjoy the freedom to scribble, and when you're ready, grab a ballpoint pen and doodle what you see on top of each scribble. I'm having fun drawing different kinds of fish. I'm not sure if any of them resemble real fish, but as long as they have fins and a tail, they look like fish to me. The goal of this idea is to fill your page with quirky little doodles that make you smile. There were a few scribbles that stumped me. I couldn't see a shape, but I made the best of it and had fun. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what does this have to do with anxiety? Well, creating silly art actually eases anxiety because you learn how to create your own joy. By making something funny, you tap into your own creativity and sense of humor, which lifts your mood and shifts your focus away from anxious thoughts. It's pretty cool, right? Once I'm happy with my doodles, I go in with some more color and I move on. Have you noticed that my markers aren't bleeding onto the next page? It's pretty cool. I'm in love with these things. Sketchbook idea number 3 is a combination of expression and journaling. I'm going to start by filling my page with colorful half circles and circles. If you haven't noticed, all of these sketchbook ideas start out easy. Because if you're anxious or scared to begin, simplicity is key. You need to show yourself that you are capable of creating something, anything. And once you think this is too easy, your anxiety will be replaced with curiosity. Through this curiosity, you might discover what's making you anxious, which leads me to the journaling portion of this idea. Write down some of the negative thoughts you're having about yourself on this page. This page is all about looking at the negative and accepting it. After you get all of the words out, I want you to continue to doodle on this page. In doing so, you are sitting with your negative emotions and accepting them. You are sitting with the things causing you anxiety and saying that these things are okay. Look, life is hard. The things that you want to accomplish are hard. There is no instruction manual, and everyone's experience is different. All of these thoughts and emotions inspired me to turn this spread into an ocean with a tiny ship struggling to stay afloat as a sea monster attempts to pull it down. I used my anxious thoughts to create an illustration that tells a story, and I challenge you to do the same. Maybe you draw your own ship or a school of fish. Maybe you just want to doodle or write a poem. You can't mess this up. Do whatever feels right for you in this moment. Idea number 4 is where things start to get interesting. Begin by filling the page with colorful circles. As you draw these circles, think about what they could become. What do they remind you of? Maybe they could be clouds, landscapes, trees, or bubbles. Keep brainstorming as you doodle. And then on the next page, start again, but this time incorporate your drawing idea. I decided to draw a lion cub, and I am being a little vulnerable right now because I don't like to sketch on camera, but I'm going to do it anyway. I thought it would be fun to give the lion cub a mane made out of the shapes that I created on the other page. Lion cubs don't have manes, so in a way, it symbolizes what the cub aspires to be. This colorful mane represents his potential. Another fun way to look at this is that maybe the circles are actually colorful bubbles, and this lion cub is pretending that he's all grown up. So cute. As you draw and color this page in, try to create a story for your character. Creating a fun story can help you with anxiety because you're shifting the pressure off of you and onto your art. Your art has the potential to become anything you want, and the story doesn't have to be fun. It can also be dark if you're feeling a little more moody. As of July 4th, Halloween is 3 months, 3 weeks, and 6 days away. If you'd like to see me dedicate an entire video to creepy, dark, cute art, go ahead and hit that like button because I might just dress up for it. That's how much I love Halloween. I love it as much as idea number 5. Who's ready for story time? I used to suffer from panic attacks every day from 2020 to 2023. They were so bad that I would have them in my sleep and I'd wake up screaming, which I'm sure was amazing for my husband to experience. These panic attacks were a result of all the anxious thoughts constantly spinning around in my head. I couldn't escape them until one day I imagined all of the thoughts in my hands as butterflies. I lifted them up, released them, and watched them fly away. It was something that I continued to do on a daily basis, and over time, it actually worked. For idea number 5, I invite you to draw something being released. Now I decided to get creative on this page and make more bubble art for the background to add more expression and color. Instead of releasing butterflies, I drew a little girl blowing bubbles. The little girl is my inner child, and the bubbles are carrying away any negative thoughts I might have. I want to inspire the feeling of relief, the feeling that something has ended and a new story can begin. This is the part of the video where you get to create something just for yourself. It's a place to release anything that might be bothering you through your art. You can incorporate a poem, or you can write down some thoughts and feelings about what you are releasing. It's up to you. Thank you for being here despite feeling anxious, and thank you for helping me create a safe space to share my stories. If there's a specific emotion that you'd like me to explore next, go ahead and leave me a comment below. You may have discovered through the exercises in this video that you aren't actually anxious and you're sad. So go ahead and watch this video next, and I'll see you there.